Hi, I'm certified health coach Susan Zartman, and tonight we're going to learn about sleep. You know that sleep is nature's nurse? Until the mid 20th century, it was thought that sleep was really just kind of an inactive state of little or no value. But sleep is so important. Just ask a mom of a newborn who's not getting any sleep. Where I once stayed with a friend after surgery, and she was getting me up in the middle of the night, and I wasn't waking up. And oh man, I kind of had a personality change. So I know what it is to not get enough sleep. So it's very, very important to your health. And we're all about healthy habits. And we're continuing on in studying Dr. A's Habits of Health. And this is chapter 17. It begins on page 211 if you have the book. And most of us today even still consider sleep to be kind of an inconvenient luxury, one that gets in the way of our work, television viewing, and internet surfing. We may love it, but we somehow manage to do without it. It's only in the past few years that science and medicine have begun to understand that without enough high-quality sleep, our health and our lives can unravel. And you just look at the prevalence of sleep disorders in our society, people whose demanding schedules prevent them from getting to bed, others who lie awake for hours hoping for one good night's sleep. And this lack of restorative sleep is leading many of us into a non-sick state prematurely. And like unhealthy eating and lack of movement, it's degrading to our health. So all these things have to work in conjunction, and sleep is one of the habits of health. Are you getting enough sleep? Let's ask a few questions. Just make you think. Do you wake up tired in the morning? Do you need a nap in the afternoon? Do you fall asleep while you're watching TV? Do you have frequent small accidents at home or large ones on the road? Do you have trouble focusing on the job? Find yourself sleepy after lunch? Have trouble figuring the correct change from purchase? Do you feel irritable or depressed most of the time? Do you feel like you're not getting anything done? Do you drink alcohol to get to sleep? Do you drink several cups of coffee or energy drinks to stay awake? Do you have difficulty falling asleep or difficulty staying awake? If you answered yes to more than 3 of these questions, you're probably not getting the kind of sleep you need to support health. But don't worry, the habits of sleep are going to help change all that. And not a moment too soon. Lack of sleep affects our body in a number of negative ways that go far beyond such common disturbances as mental blurriness, decreased productivity, and impaired relationships. In fact, a growing body of evidence links poor sleep habits to increased inflammation, a higher risk of cardiovascular incidents, and even obesity. You never thought about not getting sleep contributing to being overweight, huh? But let's look at a few of these sleep-related problems. Getting too little sleep disturbs your appetite regulation, giving sleep deficiency the potential to be a major factor in obesity. Researchers in England's Warwick School of Medicine, who studied 28,000 adults and 15,000 children, found that getting less sleep almost doubled the risk of obesity, even in children as young as 5. Why? Well, see, when you're sleep deprived, your body secretes a chemical called ghrelin. That's a hormone that increases your appetite. So you're getting more of the ghrelin that increases appetite and less leptin. And leptin is the substance that tells you to stop eating. So it's kind of a double whammy there. In addition, lack of sleep prevents your body from replacing dopamine and serotonin, 2 brain chemicals that bring comfort and satisfaction. As a result, you begin to crave sugar and energy-dense, nutritionally polluted foods. Not exactly supportive of healthy eating. And sleep is also needed for your immunity. Your immune system needs sleep to repair, recharge, and do the maintenance necessary to keep out those intruders. That means skimping on sleep can make you more susceptible to disease. In fact, getting less than 6 hours can raise your risk of viral infection by 50%. Researchers are also discovering that a lack of sleep can raise your blood levels of inflammatory activators, including CRP, which is C-reactive protein, a substance that increases the risk of cardiovascular disease, and a marker we watch closely to assess your health status. Evidence is also building that It connects sleep deprivation to a nightly rise in blood pressure that lasts through the day and raises risk for heart attack and stroke. You know what? It can be deadly not to get your sleep. Other sleep-related issues, too little sleep defined as less than 7 hours a night, can cause anxiety symptoms, moodiness, depression, and overuse of alcohol. And the ill effects build as sleep loss accumulates. Between 50 and 70 million people in the U.S. alone may be affected. And this book was written, I think, in 2008. So that was a while ago. I bet it's a whole lot bigger number now. And sleep is your body's way of restoring organ function, stabilizing chemical imbalance, refreshing areas of brain control, that control mood and behavior, and improving performance. During sleep, your brain replenishes spent nutrients and repairs its circuitry, rearranging your experiences much like a computer rearranges data. After all, during your waking hours, your brain is too busy processing information to shut down, defrag, and download all the experiences of the day. Sleep deprivation is a form of psychological torture, and it's often considered worse than going without food or water. It rapidly erodes emotions and self-confidence, resulting in erratic behavior. And it also comes to things with sleep apnea. And I have a photo here I was going to share. I can find this here. Here we go, from not that one. Oh, come on. Wow. Here we go. So let me share my screen. Thank you for your patience. All right, so this is talking about the stages of sleep. So one sleep cycle, basically it's time to fall asleep, and it starts when you close your eyes and ends when you fall asleep. Then you go into a stage of light sleep. And then you go into stage 2, which is when your brain waves slow down, resting the parts that you use while you're awake. Then you get to stage 3, it's deeper sleep, and this is restorative sleep. And you have the delta waves going on. Then stage 4 is especially recuperative. It restores and recharges the body. More delta waves, and it's essential to the sleep process. Then you get to the REM, the REM, the deepest sleep. It's characterized by rapid eye movements. Your body, your arms and legs, are otherwise motionless, and dreaming, which when your active brain waves are similar to when thinking. It was kind of interesting. He told about in 1951, an inquisitive grad student at the University of Chicago hooked his own son to a brainwave monitor to observe his sleep. As the boy lay motionless, eyes darting side to side, the scientist noticed spikes of brain activity, an observation that led him to coin the term REM, rapid eye movement sleep. His research, which first identified sleep's roughly 90-minute cycles, initiated today's scientific studies of sleep. So hey, have you ever heard that little children shall lead them? Another way, huh? Learn from others there. You know, it may seem like nothing's happening while you sleep, but your brain is actually going through a series of important stages that make up a complete sleep cycle. We typically experience 4 to 6 90-minute cycles per night. And then, have you ever wondered why you get sleepy? You know, we're designed for sleep. In fact, it's our default mode, and it all starts with a biological clock. And it all refers to your pineal gland, a pea-sized organ that's located in the center of your brain, just behind the eyes. It has the ability to sense light. In fact, it's the only endocrine organ to have direct access to the outside world. The pineal gland releases a substance you've probably heard of, melatonin, which naturally makes you drowsy between midnight and 7 a.m. This powerful neurotransmitter sets you up for sleep by cooling your body temperature, lowering your metabolic rate, and moving you into the sleep latency stage. When you're young, your body produces a lot of melatonin, which explains why toddlers can run at full speed 1 second and then suddenly drop like a sack of potatoes, or why college students find it so easy to sleep through their morning classes. But unfortunately, melatonin levels begin dropping as we age, and by the time we're 60, we've lost about 80%. Just think of the older people who always seem to get up at the crack of dawn. Their melatonin is depleted by morning. He talks about some other chemicals that play a part of slowing down your brain activity and inhibiting your body processes. And then caffeine increases the level of awake chemicals, where melatonin, GABA, and other substances counteract them. So let's see here. Each year, our world seems to get more complicated, more stressful, and more difficult to keep pace with. Things like terrorism, crime, global warming. There's no shortage of things to worry about, and that takes a toll. Combine that with demanding schedules, computers, music, TV, bright lights, tens of thousands of logos and images each day, and our natural biological rhythm just gets buried by sensory overload. We try to keep up with all this data by stimulating ourselves with coffee, colas, and chocolate. But these only complicate the picture. Because caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours, your afternoon Starbucks is still racing through your system at 10 p.m. when you should be calling it a night. Your melatonin is releasing, but that venti latte is keeping you awake, chemicals high, and your third eye is twitching. So your sleep cycle gets delayed while you watch a couple of hours of late night TV, or maybe you try to numb yourself to sleep with a glass of something alcoholic. But even if this does the trick, your body soon metabolizes the alcohol, goes into arousal, and you wake up in the middle of the night. Needless to say, these scenarios are less than conducive to optimal health. Like most other drugs, caffeine, alcohol, and sleep aids may temporarily alleviate the symptoms, but those symptoms are there for a reason, to tell you that something's wrong with your body. When we sleep well, we naturally wake up refreshed without the need for medications or even an alarm clock. So what are our symptoms trying to tell us? And what can we do about them? Well, the first symptom is excess weight. Anybody out there got some of that? You lie on your back and you just can't breathe well. You roll over on your stomach and the abdominal pressure constricts your diaphragm, making it difficult to take big breaths. No matter how much time an overweight person spends in bed, he just can't seem to catch up on sleep, leading to more fatigue and, you guessed it, further weight gain. And also pain and discomfort. And you can have headaches, backaches, cramps. They can all keep you from getting a good night's sleep. You may not even notice the pain during the day. When there are responsibilities and tasks are keeping you busy, you're kind of distracted. But at night, there's nothing else to distract you as discomfort stimulates your brain. If an over-the-counter inflammatory doesn't do the trick, ask your doctor for some help. I remember when I weighed over 300 pounds, I'd be in bed all night and I'd wake up, my body would hurt so bad. I'd be so stiff and my hips would ache and I had trouble getting comfortable. And you know what? Since I've lost all that weight, feel so much better, and I wake up and I do feel like getting out of bed and look forward to the day. Along with common disorders, other symptoms can affect your sleep and may signify underlying conditions. If you can experience any of the following, check with your doctor. One thing is even allergies, and they can keep you from sleeping. Loud snoring, either of yourself or somebody else. Trouble breathing, like gasping for breath. Restless legs, heartburn, bad dreams, frequent urination, depression, and anxiety. When you were 20, you probably didn't think much about sleep. You had plenty of melatonin coursing through your body. And whether you were at a rock concert or crashing on a friend's floor, sleep just came naturally. Times have changed, and what worked for you then probably isn't working now. In fact, your current rituals and habits may be in direct conflict with healthy sleep, rather. There's never been a better time to adopt strategies to get you through your first 100 years in great shape. So here's an assessment that will help you assess the quality and quantity of your sleep. First part is quantity. How much sleep do you get? What time do you turn off the light to go to bed? How long does it take to fall asleep? How often do you wake up during the night? How long do you stay awake each time? What time do you wake up in the morning? And then it gives you a formula about how to calculate how much you're actually sleeping, not just how long you are in bed. And remember, men should be getting 7 to 8 hours a night and women 6 to 7. Are you getting close? And then quality, how restful is your sleep? And he said, answer these questions every day for 1 week. And there's a sleep log in the back and an appendix that you can kind of keep track of this. And you can figure out which behaviors may be affecting your sleep, like what time did you get into bed last night? What time did you get out of bed in the morning? What hours did you actually sleep? Did you take a nap? For how long? Did you consume alcohol? How much and at what time? Did you exercise? How long and at what time? Did you drink coffee or other caffeinated beverages? How much and at what time? What hours did you watch television? Did you take any medications? At what time? So one thing is trying to figure out what your chronotype is. And your chronotype reflects whether you wake up early and are active and alert in the first part of the day, or if you prefer to stay up late and are most alert in the evening. Most people aren't wholly one or the other, but somewhere in between. So it comes down to, are you a lark, get up in the early, or are you an owl, staying up late? And if most of your sleep occurs at the wrong time, it's harder to get the rest that you need. And it comes down to when your maximum amount of melatonin is produced and your minimum core temperature happens. And this should occur after the middle of your sleep hours, but before you wake up. Scientists have found that morning people's melatonin declines rapidly after it peaks, which may account for their ability to get up early. It declines more slowly in night owls. As for body temperature, morning types tend to reach their minimum temperature at about 4 a.m. and evening types about 6 a.m., closer to the time they usually have to get up. While morning types and evening types both seem to need about the same amount of sleep, knowing which one you are will help you determine which habits and behaviors suit your needs and are there most likely to succeed. If you're a lark, you may want to go to bed earlier, complete your task list earlier in the evening, and exercise in the morning. Actually, that is the ideal time, he says. If you're a night owl, see if you can arrange your work schedule so you can arrive and leave work later. You know, your sleep patterns tend to change as you age. For a young person, a preferred bedtime of 11:30 p.m. may mean they're a morning person. But a person over 40 with that same bedtime is probably more of a night owl. And a tip is don't alter your bedtime or wake times even on the weekends. If you find you need that extra sleep on the weekend, it means you're not getting enough quality sleep during the week. And besides determining whether you're a lark or an owl, you want to set a bedtime. And you want to make that really consistent and at the time when you want to be asleep. And you may want to figure out if you have to go to work, know what time you need to be at work and then count back from that so you get the appropriate amount of sleep. And set your routine, make that really something that you do every day. And during the day, you want to get out of bed. Once you wake up, get up. Limit your in-bed activities to sleeping and intimacy and avoid sending the wrong signals to your brain. And limit caffeine. You don't have to give up coffee or caffeinated tea. Just savor them in the morning. Once noon rolls around, limit or avoid anything caffeinated. That would include things like chocolate, things like that. You don't sometimes think about that having caffeine. I didn't. Eat responsibly. Avoid eating within 3 hours of sleeping. If you need something before bed, try a small glass of skim milk or chamomile tea. And a small fueling or a portion control meal replacement with our fuelings is fine. So you don't have to have a 3-hour gap in there. And say no to naps because that can actually disrupt your sleep. In the evenings, you want to plan it wisely. Decrease the stimulation. It's a good idea to lower your home's ambient light several hours before bed. Turning on a bright light to look for something you need the next day can startle your third eye, that pineal gland. 30 minutes before you plan to hit the pillow, shut off the TV, including the news. Stop emailing and surfing the internet, and turn off any loud music. Disturbing images and work emails can lead to repetitive thoughts when you're trying to drift off to sleep. Eliminate your cell phone use. It says the radiation from your phone may actually stimulate your brain and interrupt sleep. So it's as if you're going to use it a little closer to bedtime, use a headset, and turn it off at least 2 hours before you go to sleep. That's a hard one for us today, isn't it? I don't know if I do that. And minimize your liquid intake. Otherwise, you're going to be getting up and down all the night going to the potty. And then avoid exercise within 2 hours of bedtime. Any other time of day, exercise is a good thing and it helps to increase the body's natural chemicals that induce sleep. And you may even do something, there's something called a dawn simulator. I got this Philips wake-up light that I've got it set. So before my alarm is set to go off, it just slowly brings the light up. So it's kind of like simulating like sunrise. And so that kind of helps you. And avoid alcohol within 90 minutes. Hey, if you're on the 5-in-1 plan and your weight loss, you probably want to avoid alcohol anyway because that's got so much sugar, it's high glycemic, it ain't going to help you get to where you want to be. Resolve your family issues. And then for sleepy time, prepare for tomorrow and sleep easy tonight. Put your mind to rest by making a to-do list of tasks and priorities for the next day. That way you don't have to be concerned about those things as you're trying to fall asleep. And then you want to do some things that just prepare your bedroom. Aim to make your bedroom as visually calming and mentally relaxing and stress-free as possible. And it says pets, children, and other critters should be in their proper places, usually in their own beds. Dr. A says he loves his lab, but he's a bed hog and on a different biological clock than he is. And if your significant other snores or has restless legs, get them to the doctor, and you'll be helping them out and increasing your chances of a good night's sleep. Prepare yourself. Take some time in the bathroom to wash your face, floss, and brush your teeth. If you have time, take a hot bath or shower. Research indicates that as your temperature comes down, your body gets sleepy. Then head into some comfy, loose-fitting PJs that don't overheat you. Flannel in the winter and cotton in the summer usually does the trick. And maybe even a pair of socks to help dilate the blood vessels in your feet and help you relax. I found I can't go to sleep if my feet are cold. If I'm someplace my feet are cold, can't go to sleep. So that's a good thing to think about. And getting into bed, once you're in bed and ready to get sleepy, keep things calm. You can do breathing exercise, meditate, even a little yoga. You may choose to read a relaxing book. Set a time limit. Cuddle with your partner or relax with a scalp, neck, shoulder, or foot massage, or whatever else comes up. Just turn off the light and share a good night kiss. You can even count sheep. The most important thing is to just let go and let your body drift off naturally without forcing or obsessing. Just release, sleep, dreams. And you might think things like color. Choose a color that soothes you to encourage sleep. Soft pastels. And so are rich, warm colors like medium to dark green, chocolate brown, or rich tans. Put your lights on a dimmer and use the lowest setting. Avoid fluorescent light bulbs in the bedroom. Scented candles are fine as long as you remember to blow them out before you get too sleepy. Once the lights are out, make sure your room is completely dark, free of moonlight, street lights, or glowing clocks and other electrical devices, especially the TV. If necessary, invest in blackout curtains, blinds, or shutters. And scent. You may want to try some aromatherapy things. I got this thing from the Body Shop. It's a little mist thing that you can put on your pillow or your sheets. It's called Deep Sleep Dreamy Pillow and Body Mist. And then things for like doTERRA and Young Living, those different things. They have essential oils you can diffuse, or you can put some on a Kleenex and put that by your pillow. This has got like lavender and some other things in it. It's a little mix of things, but lavender's a nice calming one. Keep smelling that, and I may doze off here. So those are some options for you. Make sure your bed's comfortable, that your mattress is the right level of firmness for you. Make sure your spine is aligned neutrally with your pillow and not too high or too low. Your temperature is important. Make sure your bed doesn't get too hot or too cold. Ventilation, keep your room, he says 68 degrees or lower. Gosh, I never get that cold in the summer, but oops. And clutter, put away things before you make your pre-bedtime bathroom stop so you're ready to hit the pillow. And a few other things I found, white noise sometimes can help, and I've even got an app like on my iPad. Sometimes I'll set it, or there's this little thing I've gotten. It just creates sound. And this one's got a few different options. Your heartbeat, just straight up white noise, rain. We can go back to the ocean. So anyway, those are some options you might want to look at. We also have tea. You can do chamomile tea, or we've got this Restful Mind herbal sleep tea. And it's a naturally herbal sweet tea that promotes healthy sleep with each relaxing, soothing sip. And Dr. A's tip there is optimal health is taking one step, one habit, and one day at a time. So anyway, that's one option there. And something else, this little guy, I love this. It's a sleep mask. Goes over your eyes. You can put it on without your glasses. they've got this like indentation here so it doesn't like stick to your eyelashes. So when you blink, it doesn't drive you crazy, but it blocks out the light so well. And this particular one even comes with a set of earplugs. And I really, really like these, especially when I'm traveling. And it's not so bad here at home because I can control what my light level is. But if I'm in a room with somebody else, be a lifesaver. I'll tell you what, I appreciate you watching this to the end. And you've stuck with me. And I'll tell you what, the first person watching this to give me a call, so you'd have to probably be one of my clients, know my number, and let me know you've watched this, I will send this to you. So anyway, thanks for watching. And next week, we're going to talk about the importance of having a support system, because having a good support system around you is also really critical to having your success, as you lose weight, and also keeping it off and just in life in general. So we'll have some ideas for you that way. But anyway, thanks so much. Make it a great day, and appreciate y'all a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.